Howdy, y'all. It's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, on this May 9th. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in Ears. Cheers. Thank you again for joining me. God bless you all. Card in the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist. And please hit the like button, the subscribe button, that notification bell so you stay caught up, please. All right, so we began with the book of Job, and things already are set up, in a heartbeat. We saw Job, a man of God who has everything he could want, have it all taken away in this, call it a wager or a bet or an experiment between God and Satan, to prove that even if, Job has everything taken away, he still loves God. So far, that's held true. So let's see what happens now. Let's go to Job chapter 2 today, starting in verse 1. Then another day came for the angels to meet with the Lord. Satan joined them for this meeting with the Lord. The Lord said to Satan, "Where have you been?" Satan answered the Lord, "I have been roaming around the earth, going from place to place." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you noticed my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is a good, faithful man. He respects God and refuses to do evil. He is still faithful, even though you asked me to let you destroy, without reason, everything he has." Satan answered, "Skin for skin. A man will give everything he has to protect himself. I swear, if you attack his flesh and bones, he will curse you to your face." So the Lord said to Satan, "All right, Job is in your hands, but you are not allowed to kill him." So Satan left the meeting with the Lord and gave Job painful sores all over his body, from the bottom of his feet to the top of his head. Job sat on a pile of ashes where he was mourning and used a piece of broken pottery to scrape his sores. His wife said to him, "Are you still holding on to your faith? Why did you just curse God and die?" Job answered, "You sound like one of those fools on the street corner. How can we accept all the good things that God gives us and not accept the problems?" So even after all that happened to Job, he did not sin. He did not accuse God of doing anything wrong. Job's 3 friends heard about all the bad things that happened to him. So Eliphaz came from Teman, Bildad from Shuah, and Zophar from Naamah. They met together and went to comfort Job and show him their sympathy. But his friends didn't even recognize him when they first saw him in the distance. They began to cry loudly. They tore their clothes and threw dirt in the air over their heads to show how sad they were. Then they sat on the ground with Job for 7 days and 7 nights. They didn't say a word because they saw he was in so much pain. All right, so now Satan is twisting the knife a little bit more. He's like, "Hey, okay, fine. Yeah, we took all his stuff away, but if you were to, inflict pain on this guy, if you were to, attack him directly, yeah, he's not going to want to love you. He's not going to want to, worship you and honor you." So God's like, "Very well. Let's see what happens. Just don't kill him." So Satan just inflicts all manner of torture and, horrible things on him. Gives him sores and disease, and he's in pain. He's sorrowful. He's already mourning the loss of his children and his home and his livelihood, everything. He's already mourning all of that. Now he's got all this stuff going on with him. And his wife's like, you might as well just quit. You might as well just give up and die. God doesn't love you. And how often does the world tell us that too? God doesn't love you. He doesn't want what's best for you, which of course is a lie that Satan tells us all the time. And Job doesn't believe the lie. God bless him. He's just like, you sound like those fools over there that, on the street. How can we love God for all the good things, but not, love him during the bad things? If we were only love him during the good times, then he would never help us during the bad times. It just makes no sense. And that's still true today. We like to honor and praise God when things are going great, but when things are going bad, we just like, why God? Why? We want to blame God for all the trouble that happens when it's not his fault. He didn't do that stuff to us. He didn't make the world broken, right? So, and then Job's 3 friends come on the scene, and we're going to skip over a whole bunch of the content of this book, but as if you ever go back and read, the three friends come in, and even though they're there to comfort him and support him, they don't do a really good job of it. They are trying to they end up trying to convince Job that it's got to be somehow your fault. Somehow you did something wrong. You sinned against God, and they try to finagle their way through it, even though none of that's true. They just try to say, well, it must be your fault. It must be something you did. Not very helpful, right? So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.